Welcome to REMelations. We're your hosts.
I'm Mindy.
And I'm Brooke. REMelations is a dream interpretation podcast where we read listeners' dreams, from nightmares to the just plain bizarre. Join us as we give you our comedic interpretation of your fucked up REM cycle. This week we've got a dream from Charles. We've got ashes, angry giant owls, and gas station food.
Gonna get me some corn nuts. All right. We also have cat naps, as always. This week we have robot moms glitching, extremely long and annoying email addresses, broken pinkies, and Rick rolling monsters.
Rick rolling, come on.
Bestie, that's not the end. We still have a topic for you as we do every week, and this week it is the Mandela effect. We're excited you're here. We might give you some false memories, but either way, it's going to be fun. So let's get started.
Woo! Mindy.
All right. How are you?
Yes.
How's your beautiful face today?
Oh, it's not so beautiful, but you look stunning.
Oh, stop it. You look like $1 million. $1 billion.
Stop.
I'll even go $1 billion.
Can I sell myself for $1 billion? Because I'll take the money. Do I have to go on OnlyFans?
Yeah, I think, or your feet. You could just put your feet on there.
Oh, my feet are worth $1 billion bucks.
So we're like most pro basketball players. You know how they have like their insurance on their feet?
They do, or models like on their legs and stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah, but
we should start doing that. We should start.
I think we should. I
parts.
don't think it's a bad idea. I'll show my feet if someone wants to see them. But I don't want to see athletes' feet. Those that gotta be nasty.
You know me. I'm not gonna like any feet. So I'm gonna just move on from this conversation.
Yeah, it's all
now.
right. Mindy from hometown, Chicago. Well, I guess it's not technically your hometown, but it's where you live now.
It's close enough. It's easier to say Chicago than Elgin, Illinois. Yes. Yeah.
And this is Mr. Charles.
Okay, Charles.
I keep dreaming of this burnt, abandoned 3-story house that has an equally abandoned greenhouse next to it. I don't know. Something sounds creepy about a greenhouse.
I would love a greenhouse. I think it'd be fabulous, but not if it's like decrepit. I don't want that one.
Not like abandoned with like broken shards of glass.
No, that's dangerous. No. I want like lush flowers and
greenhouse.
Birds singing and a fountain, of course.
Mindy wants Cinderella. Okay. Usually in all my dreams, I have to travel through a lot of overgrown plants to get to this house. Mm-hmm. Where upon going inside, I'm met with horrors my brain ends up forgetting in the morning, but always involves one of my 2 siblings.
Oh, yeah.
So clearly we've got a recurring dream here, Charles.
And, hit you where it hurts, right? It's always like the children or the people closest to you, right? Yeah,
right?
Like
of course. This time, all the overgrown plants were either trimmed or completely removed. See, they did it for you, Mindy. They cleaned it all up for you.
It's $1.5 billion in a picture of my feet. It's mine. My name's on that deed.
There you go. In Chicago, the greenhouse in the middle of Chicago. It was like this house was just being discovered by other people in my dream, and seeing it in its full glory made the dream all the more scary.
Okay.
Now,
yeah.
I think we'll have to come back to that.
Okay. Yes.
That's the point I want to get into. I go over to a tree and it's covered in ash. Not burned or anything, just covered in ash.
There's just like some old ladies just flicking her cigarette ashes on it.
She's just sitting at the top of it like a tree house. She's got a tree house.
And an ashtray with like 20 butts in it.
And she just hires kids and she has them put cigarettes in a basket and she just uses a rope to pull them up.
Man, this tree's full of ashes.
But they smell minty fresh. And now that I mention it, I think everything had a layer of ash to it, as well as ash just falling from the really tall trees around. See, maybe she and her buddies all have a different tree and they're all up there smoking their cigs.
Or they live next to a volcano eruption.
Oh, yeah. You're like, shouldn't you know if a volcano is
You know those Chicago
erupting?
volcanoes.
Those are the worst.
They're so ashy.
They're so ashy, and they ruin greenhouses all across the city. Okay, but the tree I'm standing on, you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Has a dinosaur made of rock under its roots, and it speaks some gibberish.
Okay.
It's not gibberish fluent, but it speaks a little.
Sure. Some growls and some vowels thrown in there as
noises. And then it moves, and it spooks me, and I end up walking down what looks like my grandma's driveway from when I was a kid.
Oh,
Here
man,
we go again. That old comfort, that old comfort spot.
Change. Okay.
Scene change.
Dinosaur tree. Does he think the dinosaur at the bottom's like, Marge, can you stop putting ashes on me here? That's what he was gibberishing. He's like,
He was like,
Marge.
He's just an old cranky dinosaur. That's it. He's like, God damn, my wife Marge is up there and smokes all day.
Smoke them if you got them. Smoke them cigarettes.
Near the end, there is a huge angry owl statue.
God damn.
Like another statue, like a dinosaur that was made of rock. And now, I mean, angry. It was black and all puffed up like those phoenix rising drawings.
No.
It looked mid-screech.
No,
What do you think an owl sounds like, Mindy?
I don't even want to attempt it because it will probably scare me tonight when I try to sleep. But I mean, I would not want to be encountered with an angry owl. That's for certain. Because I feel like it could definitely do some damage.
Those talons, and it says it's huge. So I'm just picturing death.
Like gargoyle size.
I mean, like gargoyle, because it's just the statue.
Now, those, they are in Chicago. We do have gargoyles in our buildings.
Yes, you do.
But no volcanoes.
So it looked like it was mid-screech, right?
Mm-hmm.
I take my phone out to snap a picture, and it comes to life, screaming and swatting at me.
Oh.
I run away, but I still get the picture.
Wow, that's surprising because normally phones don't work in Dream World.
To get the picture? Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
I run away, and then you want to talk about a scene change? I run away, and then I'm suddenly with a staff member at my school and my little sister, where we're getting food from a gas station on the way back to the school.
Okay. Yeah, that is a scene change.
Mm-hmm. Well, but this brings in the sibling part of it, I guess.
Well, here's your question, though. Gas station food. You're going on a road trip. What are you grabbing?
I know what I want. I don't know if people are going to know what this is. I don't know if this is a Midwest thing or not. It's called... Okay, it's called a roller bite.
Oh,
it's like what you would find on one of those like hot dog spinner things.
Yeah, the 7-Elevens have them. And
yeah, it's like breaded chicken.
Or...
It's like breaded chicken on the outside and then some kind of filling on the inside. Mwah, chef's kiss. Beautiful.
Really?
How about you?
Going with a fountain Coke, first of all, because I just love Coca-Cola when it's from fountain.
Coke heavy?
Lots, extra ice. Oh, yeah, Coke heavy.
Oh, you gotta get a Coke heavy.
I don't drink diet. and that's why I work out, so I don't have to drink diet. So Coke heavy, extra ice. If you got the nugget ice, like the crunchy ice, chef's kiss,
man.
the best. Wow. And I'm probably going to go with a Slim Jim. And then I usually need something like candy-wise, so I might go like a Laffy Taffy.
Well, you are loading
and maybe some
up
sunflower seeds.
and some corn nuts.
Oh, corn nuts, also a great choice. If you're the only one eating them in the car, though, it can be annoying.
Why? The noise or the smell?
crunch, 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 the noise.
Yeah, well.
Do you know that there's a... Sorry, Charlie. Sorry, Charlie.
Sorry, Charlie.
I really meant it. There's this... We have my butcher. I've talked about our favorite butcher before on the podcast. They sell like...
I love your butcher. I've never met him. Maybe next
Butcher on
time
the
I'm
block.
there, you can bring me in and you'll be like, this is my friend Brooke. I'll be like, I've heard a lot
talked
about you.
all the time. They have local foods, like things that people sell that they make. And someone makes homemade corn nuts.
What?
Homemade corn nuts, and they are amazing.
That
So if I get up there before you come to
amazing.
town, I will
Okay.
get them for your ride home. And I'll get you a roller chicken dog.
Roller chicken dog. That's all I want is a roller chicken dog.
Delish.
Okay.
Sorry again, Charlie.
No, I mean, we got to talk about gas station food. But on the way back to the school, so this is after the gas station trip.
After they have their corn nuts.
After their corn nuts. On the way back to the school, I'm suddenly being chased by the owl. So
Still?
The owl's
He took
back.
a little break? Is it just like sitting
Maybe
like
he was
on top of the building?
tired. Or he's
sitting in the
sitting
ash
like
tree?
waiting. And he's just looking.
Waiting.
He's waiting
done
for
with those corn nuts?
Charles
go.
and his sister to come out of the gas station. I was
my
like,
Slim Jim.
regular or BQ?
Was it BQ or plain?
I can't remember. But she says BQ.
Says BQ.
Right?
Hashtag
the owl-
Heathers.
Hashtag.
Okay, who are we going with, Brooke?
What does Christian Slater dream?
Yes. Hello.
Ooh, baby.
Yes. Greetings and salutations.
Oh, just that he says
that was the best way. He says it in the best way.
Even if you don't watch the whole movie, just watch him
that
sing
scene.
greetings and salutations.
That hair. That hair. Man.
Everything.
My 90s heart is fluttering.
My current heart is fluttering.
Your current heart.
I don't know how, but I managed to find myself in a room labeled 118 maintenance. I'm with some little creature. I don't know. It was scared like I was, so we kind of tried to stay separate because we were both
Maybe he was
scared
also
of
running
each
from
other.
the owl.
Yeah, maybe the owl's going after this creature. This owl's mean.
Very pissed off.
So we tried to bust open the window to get out, but there's slides of wall and window, and every time I hit the window, it wouldn't break. You know, one of these things where it's like nothing's working.
Trap, yeah.
So then we would just slide the window to the side to see if that combination worked. I got so frustrated and just slid the window wall around until I eventually found the right combination.
Nice.
And managed to break the window. Only
Sounds difficult. Is this physics class? Is this like... I don't want to be in this class.
Is this like an equation? How do you get your window
Solve
to
for
open?
X. Solve for window open.
So, managed to break the window, only for it to seal up before I could get out.
So close.
But the little creature thing did.
Well, he's smaller. Makes sense.
And then I woke up.
Damn.
Isn't
Still
this
trapped.
a weird one?
This
one is
a roller
all
coaster
over
one,
the
for
place.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm like, there is just a little post note, like I'd like to say, since this is recurring.
Huh?
Charles says, thing is, I've dreamt of this house before. I want to say at least 3 or 4 times in the past year, where I'm always at a different part of this house. I'm either just arriving at the house and wake up before I go inside, or I'm inside and experience something horrible, or I'm walking around the house and into the greenhouse, and instead of plants, its various rooms are filled with some sort of Victorian-style antique art and tubs.
Sounds gorge.
That's my kind of greenhouse.
I mean, I can deal with the
Sounds like a
ashiness of
spot.
everything if I could be in that gorgeous house.
Hey, you
Sounds
can wash it
amazing.
right off in the
Oh, yeah.
spa.
I'm going to get one of those leaf blowers and just right away. It's gone.
Well, you know
it's
what?
ash. It's going to go
All
quick.
you have to do is change ash into a commodity. It's good for your skin. It's good for this. Just
you
make
go.
it into a whole thing.
I love
and
my
it
ash
actually
serum.
is good for your skin. Or is that
Charcoal
charcoal?
or ash.
It's kind
Either
of on the same.
we'll work on that. We'll put a pin in that for now and we'll work on that.
We'll put a pin in that for now. Oh, Charles. Okay. So this abandoned, burnt house. I mean, as we've always said, it really depends on the dreamer to really pinpoint what the actual issue is. But in a general sense, dreaming of an old dilapidated building can indicate that you want to remove something from your life.
Burn it to the ground.
Trying to dig down to whatever Charles's issue is in real life, because it could be so many things based on this dream. To be overwhelmed by that abandoned building can suggest that you wish to hide away in life. And if the building's been vacant for a considerable amount of time, and in this dream it was burnt to the ground,
He keeps
basically.
coming back to this building every dream. It's been there for a while.
Coming back. It's been there. And if it's closed up, if the house is like closed up, this is a representation of the psyche itself.
Okay.
So buildings generally represent our own emotions, problems, and challenges. But if you saw like it broken down and old furniture, which we know about the antique tubs too later.
Yes, yeah.
It can suggest that maybe Charles is facing a clutter or a mess in his life that's associated with chaos, especially the fact that he needs to take care of something, needs to clean up something. So
Okay, well, I mean, there's the fact that like the whole thing's burnt to the ground. It's like I take that as a lot of like new beginnings, right? Like there's just things are burnt. There needs to be a new beginning, or maybe there has been a new beginning recently, and he's cleaning up the mess of the old one and trying to move on to the new part of his life.
And it might be a repeating thing because he does mention that the huge angry owl looked like the phoenix rising from the ashes.
Yeah, that's true. Right.
And then there's more ashes. My goodness
Ashes
gracious.
and ashes.
Ashes upon ashes.
Ashes on ashes.
This is Mindy's OnlyFans page. Ashes on ashes.
Oh my God. I'm sure there would be people that would find it incredibly sexy
subscribe.
to see like ashes.
Oh yeah. Like I can be
on
there with a cigarette even though I don't smoke.
And I'll just have my bum
Not
up,
even my face. Just the cigarette.
and then just
And you can see the ashes
it.
dropping on your fanny.
does it have to be my fanny?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep, sorry. Now, the greenhouse, like you said, oh, it sounds lovely. And I'm like, yeah, a greenhouse would be lovely, especially in the middle of the city, which is kind of a cool concept.
Right.
But besides this dream, it's always surrounded by all these overgrown plants.
Yeah.
And in this dream, he sees it all cleared up for the first time. You know, why was this the first time?
It's different.
I said it when I kind of mentioned it. Why did he find that unsettling? He's like, it was almost scarier that it was cleaned
Even though
up.
it was, yes, exactly. It should not feel like that. It should be.
No, you should feel
better.
relieved
That
and
is
like,
interesting.
okay, it's so it's almost like his emotions are a little confused too.
Yeah.
The ash, I feel like there's so many little stories to this dream, but each one is full of symbolism. Ashes in dreams usually mean, and again, we've kind of talked about the burnt out house and all of that already, but it usually means penitence or sorrow in some aspect, reflecting over the past, or a warning of a physical or emotional burnout. So,
Okay. Interesting.
burnout, maybe this relates to the house.
Could be. Yeah.
I mean, this dream has, I said it before, it's got me puzzled because there's so many symbols, but it's also like too many symbols, it's just like wild. It's out there.
So
it's
yeah,
like,
what are the real symbols we have to worry about versus like the red
what do
herrings
we really need to dig into, right? Now we've got the rock dinosaur who speaks gibberish. I'd like to hear that.
That seems like one of those symbols. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, I think what was it? The owl, the menacing owl, had a lot more pull on this dream than the rock dinosaur.
The dinosaur, right? It's what message can Charles not hear, understand? Because it's just like
the gibberish part.
The gibberish part, but it's also a rock dinosaur. So, to me, this indicates a big problem. Yeah. And that Charles should be really paying attention to these details in his dreams.
Yeah. I think when a persistent owl, the evil owl, like there is something that again, the message isn't getting through. So it's being very persistent with the attack on him. Or it's like he's almost like ignoring. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to go to the gas station. I'm going to get myself a chicken roller. I'm going to not worry about this owl. And then it comes back. Like, so it's like, is he not paying attention to a problem? Is it that this problem is just different parts of his life keeps coming up over and over again?
I feel like since this is a recurring dream, that he's ignoring signs. And I can't even remember what part I read earlier, but like it's saying almost hiding from the problem, like I don't know if he's necessarily doing anything in his waking life to pursue resolution, if that makes sense. Yeah. But something like as strong as a rock and as big as a dinosaur must indicate a big problem. And I think Charles should be paying closer attention. I did look up something about dinosaurs, and it did say to dream
problem?
Oh, do you think it's an old problem?
Is it a dinosaur era problem we have to deal with?
It can symbolize a sense of powerlessness or vulnerability in the face of overwhelming forces. So we know he's struggling with something. We just don't know what it is and if he's willing to kind of commit to overcoming that. Okay, so after the rock dinosaur comes to life, then we're on Grandma's driveway. I feel like this is the break in the dream. Like, where it's like where you go to the bathroom and
Grandma's got some cookies after school.
You get some cookies or something, because this is like it's like bad, and then all of a sudden familiarity, which is often used in dreams as a comforting factor, but that is
short-lived. It's short-lived.
Short-lived, because then guess what happens? A huge angry owl comes. So Grandma's driveway doesn't bring much safety once this guy...
Almost
and
like
it's a statue.
A false sense of safety.
A false, yes.
And then all of a sudden, like, oh, it's as nice as I thought it was.
I've never seen this owl before.
Grandma, when did you get a pet owl?
And again, it's kind of, to me, like the dinosaur, where it's a statue. So you got to think about the material that it's made of. It's strong. And then it's huge, this owl, right? So again, it should be something that should draw his attention.
But it's also like, it's almost like a false sense of security being in that it's a statue. Because it can be as menacing as it wants. It's a statue. Yes. Like, I don't have to be afraid of a statue. But as soon as when that thing starts screeching, it's not safe. It was like,
not okay.
It was a ruse.
Dreams involving giant owls are often interpreted to symbolize knowledge, wisdom, and insight. Or,
not this owl.
Not this one. And I don't feel like he's a guardian either.
No, I think the opposite.
He is screeching his way to
but
terrifying
it's not
Charles.
Words. It's like that it's like the gibberish. It's a screech. He's not talking to you.
No, there's no words to tell you exactly
so what is he telling you? He's trying to tell you something, but we don't know what.
You gotta listen. You gotta speak owl. And the screaming owl, which also happens, foretells, oh, Charles, pain and agony you'd face with maybe some misfortune. And owls are generally accepted as not a happy omen. And especially,
it wasn't happy in this dream.
And not agreed. A screaming one. Okay, so let's get back to, like you said, he is in a gas station now with his sister. I think this is the only part where his sibling is in the dream, because he said this recurring dream always involves a sibling. But it's his little sister, so I understand he feels probably protective. And then the fucking owl comes back. He's back. And then all of a sudden, they're back at school or a school. And they're in maintenance room 218. That's very specific. Like, hello, maintenance, obviously. There's something in your life that needs fixing, but 218 is such a specific number. But I did look at like angel signs for 218. You know, there's all kinds of different numerology, but it's a sign that you must experience the joy you've been searching for, or to seek out your goals using this attitude and extend that prosperity to your close relationships with friends and family, which I think equals spiritual growth. And I think maybe this is his biggest struggle. It's some, not religious, but some kind of spiritual struggle, trauma, something he's trying to get over. Now, what about this little creature guy? I don't know what he looks like in you. What does he look like in your head? What did you see?
I like a little imp, like a little,
what
like
color?
Winged black. But like a small little like imp figure, like just like a little dragon baby, like walking on two legs though, like a little and a long tail. Yeah, no, that's how I pictured it. Yeah, because I'm like, if he got out the window wall,
tiny. He had to be fast and tiny.
Yeah, he's fast and little. He's scooted right out.
I pictured him as green, but I like the way you're talking about him. But, like, they can't break the window. They can't open the window. They can't escape. But Charles keeps problem solving with these walls and these windows and blah, blah, blah.
It's like a Tetris puzzle of a classroom. I mean,
it kind of. And then we really don't know who this mysterious little creature is. But is it some part of Charles that he was able to let go? Because the creature's the only thing that escaped.
Interesting. Okay. I didn't think of it that way. That is an interesting way of
what is the creature? And what part of him does that represent? Yeah. And is he making progress because of it? Not much more to go over with this one. Holy moly. But like I said, we did have a glimpse into some of his other recurring dreams that are around this. But horrors he talked about, like antiquities in the greenhouse.
Yes.
I think Charles has very strong images, and it makes me think that might be just his personality in waking life, and he creates this kind of fantastical imagery in his dream life too.
Just like a creative, just someone whose mind is always going everywhere. Could also be.
Yeah, could be. Thanks, Charles.
Thanks, Charlie.
Charlie? Chucky Chuck?
Chuck.
Thanks, Chuck.
It's so funny because my brother-in-law's name is Charlie, and he hates when people call him Chuck. So, I'm sure this Charlie likes it, though.
I know Charlie likes to be called Chuck. Yeah. I know it.
Bestie, we just had an amazing experience at the Dark Matters Podcast Festival. You're there. Thank you for celebrating with us. And if you weren't, don't worry, because we're going to put this show live with a live audience on our sleepover squad.
Yay!
So if you want to see all the hilarity, the laughs, the fun of being in front of a live, Brooke, you rocked it. You did amazing. was such a fun time. So if you want to see everything that came along with our live show, head on over to REMelations.com/support and see about joining our sleepover squad. Not only do we have this live show, we have our past live shows, lots of fun, extra dreams, and just a good time. An all-around good time. Just like this weekend.
An all-around good time. And I can guarantee, bestie, no owls.
Thank God, those assholes.
So, Mindy, now it's time for cat naps, which is an amazing part of our show because we kind of read a bunch of dreams kind of quickly. We don't analyze them too much. We just want to hear as much from you as possible, whether you have a one-sentence dream, a dream story, anything. Still submit it because that's what cat naps are for. We're going to share it and talk about it.
Well, let's talk about Maggie. Maggie's from Salt Lake City.
All right, Maggie.
I was at a random house I could not recognize with some friends. I had adopted a pug puppy.
Oh,
And I named it Butterbean.
Oh, I love Butterbean.
Butterbean. Love it. Him and I were inseparable. I spent the whole dream petting him and cuddling him. I don't have any pets in real life because they cost so much money. Very true. They do.
It is a responsibility.
They are. I think my daughter, my oldest daughter, who is now the proud mama of a cat,
Milo.
little sweet Milo. I think she's figuring out it's a lot more than you think it would ever be.
Yeah, but you know what? At least she chose a cat. I think cats are less expensive than dogs.
True. I think so. She just finishes by saying, so this is probably my brain's way of giving me some more animal love time since I don't get it in real life that often. But I love it. Give me a room full of puppies and kitties. And
I think we talked about this, didn't we? Like cat cafes and puppy things where you can
maybe just try going to a cat cafe, Maggie.
Go to a cat cafe.
Highly
have
recommend.
A great time.
Or a puppy cafe. They have those.
Or a puppy cafe. Maybe there's a bunny cafe. Oh, I would go to a
cute.
Oh, it'd be so cute.
My sister had pet bunnies for a while.
We had two growing up, and they were delightful.
They're really, really good pets.
They are. They're very good natured. Yes, I love it.
Brooke, do you have one to share?
Yes, and this is Carrie from Lamont.
Fonzie.
Dozed off for a minute and had a wild dream where someone's email was literally the alphabet, just with O missing from it. So it'd be like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, L, M, N, P, all the way to Z at gmail.com.
That's very observant.
This was said letter by letter to a cashier at Hot Topic.
Yes.
And when there was no O, the cashier literally froze, looked up and said, "I'm going to murder you."
It would be hilarious though if you did this in real life and you were at a store and they're like, "Can I get your email address?" And you're like, A, B, C, D. And then they you probably get to E and they just kind of look at you. And you're
like, no, F,
G. And then you skip. Oh, that's hilarious. Love it.
I'm going to murder you. All right, Mindy, your turn.
Great. Well, I got Melissa. Not sure where Melissa's from, but this is what Melissa has to say. One time I had a shadow come into my room.
Nope.
It started to grope me.
I'm not liking this.
Melissa's not liking this either because she then says, I had to break its pinky to stop it.
Good for
and
you.
It let go of me. Yeah,
Melissa,
break a pinky.
Fuck
Love
yeah,
the advice.
break a pinky.
Break everything. Break everything.
Punch, scrape, poke, pull,
knee,
do anything you can.
But break a pinky, that is very specific.
I like it.
And then I woke up. I immediately shot up and I could still feel the sensation. Like it was still touching me.
Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yucky, yuck.
A few weeks after that happened, I had sleep paralysis, and that same shadow was over me again. I could feel it staring at me. The shadow eventually went away, and it has not happened again since. And it's been about 10 years.
Oh, 10 years. I thought you were going to say like 10 days.
Thank God it's been 10 years.
Oh my God, 10 years. Melissa, you just might have just been open to something at the time and it was...
Well, I'm glad Melissa just said, you're not fucking with me. He came back.
No.
He came back and was like, can we try this again? She's like, no, fuck, I'll break your other pinky.
How many pinkies do you have? I'll break them all.
Ouch.
This is Fred from Green Bay. I blame this one on what I had for supper. Fried chicken, collard greens, potato salad.
Yum.
I bet I didn't drink enough water either. This sounds normal.
Delicious.
I was just walking around the neighborhood with the girl of my dreams. Nice. Pretty standard stuff. When she stops me by a tree and whispers, I am revelation, into my ear.
I think it'd be funny if she says, I am revelation.
We should change this dream. We can't.
And revelation, though. Like the book in the Bible? Or what revelation are we talking about?
Well, we probably don't want to be associated with this too much. Her clothes burned off.
Oh.
And this is my favorite part of this dream. Her clothes burned off in comfortable white fire.
Well, I think we figured out where all the ashes came from now.
I guess the comfortable white fire.
Because then no one gets harmed in it.
Nope.
Love.
She floated beside me instead of walking.
Sorry.
I started dancing.
You did start dancing.
She floated beside me instead of walking.
Convenient. When there's just one pair of footsteps in the sand, Brooke.
That's when he was carrying
the naked floating lady was.
That's when she was carrying you. She was covered in blueprints for machines and unreadable instructions. Kept hugging me and saying strange things like, "We are the key to the library. Walk the glass road."
Oh.
Like that's supposed to mean something. And then I woke up.
That is a weird one.
That is a weird one. Bizarre. I mean, I love the weirder the better. I'm always saying. Always saying.
Good. All right. I got Kate from Los Angeles. I had a hilarious nightmare last night, which I know doesn't make sense on its own, but once you read it, you'll understand. I was dreaming that I was paralyzed in bed.
That's not funny, Kate.
And this isn't funny either. And there was this thing blowing air into and licking my ear.
Oh, this is horrible.
Kate, you need to talk to our friend Melissa because she's having the same problem. Just break a pinky. We figured it out.
Yeah, break a pinky. It's so easy. Get out of this licking situation.
Blowing in your ear and licking your ear. That's taking a little too far.
Yuck.
The thing had made 2 identical appearances in my nightmares, but this time I could still talk, even though I was paralyzed. And I started to make noise, which is unusual for dreams like this. So what did my dream make me decide to do? Scream? Nope. I decided to rickroll the monster so loudly as I could so that either the monster would go away or I would just start making noise in my sleep and someone would come wake. I woke up before I got to the chorus, so I think the strategy worked.
Good job.
Love it.
Hey,
I love a good rickroll.
Keep this in mind, besties. This could be a way to save you from nightmares.
We have a list. We're breaking pinkies and we're rickrolling people. Just
you know what?
belt it
We're
out.
learning so much this one episode.
I don't know. That's too funny because I just pulled these randomly, and we have a common theme tonight.
Of course we do. We always do. This one's real short, and it's from Kevin, and he is from Soho.
Nice.
Okay. A team of military guys were on a spaceship shooting at some aliens.
Cool.
Something happened that meant they didn't have to fight anymore. So they simultaneously dropped their weapons and started making out with the aliens.
Well, that wasn't expected.
It wasn't expected, but booyah! I'm happy for them.
Get a little lovin' in, some E.T. lovin'.
An E.T. lovin'.
Katy Perry was ahead of the time.
She was. But unfortunately, wasn't Kanye in that song too?
Yeah, we don't talk about Kanye. This is Jaya from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Woohoo!
I had this dream where my mom came out of her room and we were both walking to the kitchen. I heard her voice asking me about water, and then I turned around to talk to her, and her voice morphed into talking gibberish.
Oh, more gibberish!
More gibberish today. It looked like her mouth glitched. That's creepy.
Like,
love a good mouth glitch. That's what he said. Mouth glitch. And then it stopped glitching. I am walking backwards away from her, and I feel like her energy is trying to weigh me down. When we reach the front of the kitchen, she is slowly looking over at me, still talking gibberish. And I slowly look at her. Imagine my face in agony as this is happening. The feeling I felt was so overpowering with the noises, but not painful, but intruding for sure. It felt like she was trying to gain control over my whole being. Yeah, like a robot mom.
Yeah. 1 2 1 2 1 2 2 2 1 1 1.
Daughter must kill daughter.
Terrible mother to have.
Unplug her. Just unplug. Just take out the power pack.
If you're the daughter, that's a terrible mother to have.
I felt like I was about to black out right before the dream ended. I woke up feeling betrayed and kind of grossed out that this was even an idea in my head. We don't have a great relationship in waking life, and I low-key think she has something against me.
Wow. Ooh, the mother-daughter relationship is complicated, isn't it?
Ooh, tell me about it.
Sister.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Darren. One time, I love how this starts. One time I had a weird-ass dream. Haven't we all?
That's the reason we started this podcast.
Where I was on the road with my family and my dog, and we went to a flea market or something. And I don't know how, but just somehow, my dog, a small schnauzer, was turned into a bowl.
A bowl? Like a B-O-W-N, a bowl?
B-O-W-L, a bowl. When I say bowl, I don't mean his body was horribly mutilated into the shape of a bowl. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sharing
No, I know you wouldn't be sharing this in that case.
It was more like, okay, you'll like this part. It was more like the one Harry Potter spell that was used to turn a rat into a cup.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Oh, Mindy, I knew Mindy would be like, of course, that old spell. Except my dog's head didn't get changed at all.
Whoops.
He still had it. It was right on top.
You need to go back to Hogwarts and retake that class.
Yeah, maybe take that one again. Imagine just a furry bowl with a little doggy head on the top. Not even just that, but he was still conscious. I even used him as a regular bowl to put some ramen in.
Oh, that might be hot. Maybe hot on his little furry body. Maybe you should just use it for like popcorn. Popcorn dog bowl.
No temperature things on your schnauzer.
No. He's fine with the butter. That's fine.
He's a little guy. He doesn't want to get hot like that.
No, he's so delicate.
After that, my dumbass just woke up confused thinking, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, I think I would be thinking the same thing.
I agree. I think you're right on the same page as we are.
Nice. Well, yeah, dog bowls. Okay.
Dog bowls. Literal
Could you get a
bowls.
dog bowl of a dog bowl? Like, could you feed other dogs with your dog bowl?
Oh, probably. As long as the dogs were friendly.
It's complicated.
Kingston could do it. He'd be like, who are you? But I still am hungry. And now let's be best friends.
Of course. Oh, thank you everyone who submitted some dreams. That was some amazing ones.
It was an interesting night.
All over. Always all over.
Oh.
Brooke, before we move on, I have some pod news.
Please share.
So you may remember a couple weeks ago, we read a dream from Tenacious G that was about exploding grandma in a station wagon, a blood red moon, and a werewolf. Sound familiar?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to forget those details.
Right? Oh, yeah, that dream.
Oh, that one.
I did get a follow-up email from Tenacious D, and I just wanted to... Oh, it's Tenacious? I've been saying it wrong the whole time. Well, now I feel like an idiot. Tenacious G. Whatever. G, our buddy G, says this, and he just they wanted to send a little follow-up.
Okay.
Hey there, caught the podcast. Really caught my interest and even listened to 2 more episodes. Feeling that was a solid interpretation. And honestly, it makes some sense to me since I've had a lot of intense feelings and emotions at the time that I was not ready to face. I did get a couple of chuckles in as well. You both seem to make a great team. Thank you for your kind words about my writing, a passion I've never really pursued, well, one of many. If you're interested, I have a couple more to share with you. And that's from Tenacious G.
We're interested, G. We're interested. Please send more.
Please. Yes, and they sent a couple more along. I just find I just think it's fun to hear that it was kind of on as far as our interpretation goes. Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
So fun. Thanks for the follow-up. Well, Brooke, this is a topic I wanted to do for a while, and here we go. I mean, I'm just jumping in. It's the Mandela effect.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it. Let's go.
I'm sure you've heard of this. It's becoming more popular. There's even a movie about it in 2019. So definitely it's infiltrating pulp culture today.
Yes, definitely.
What is it? It's a popularized. It's popular.
It's popular.
Remember the song Popular?
Yes.
It's a good song.
I'm popular. Oh my God. Oh, sorry. We have to stop for a second. Popular. Like my girlfriend's this. I'm popular.
Yeah. I'm a cheerleader. He's a jock. So kind of song.
Yes. Oh, yes. I love it. Okay. Sorry.
This might be the Mandela effect happening already.
This might be.
You're like, no, that song never existed.
It did. I know it.
Okay, so the definition of Mandela effect is a popularized phenomenon in which a group of people collectively misremember facts about popular events, logos, sayings, other things. They're just collectively getting incorrect. It's also known as mass memory discrepancy event. But
my
Mandela
brother
effect
would
is way
say
easier to
I
say.
have mass discrepancy. What is it? Mass
Discrepancy?
Discrepancy disorder?
Mass memory discrepancy event.
Oh my God. Mass discrepancy event.
See, that's just say Mandela effect. It's way easier than
Mandela
that
effect.
idea.
Because Brett's like, you're remembering that incorrectly. I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like,
Yes,
you're
you
100% wrong.
Okay. Well, I'm going to test you here at the end. So we'll see how right you are on some of these things.
Okay.
It's a relatively new idea that's kind of come about. It started in 2009 with a paranormal researcher and author. Her name's Fiona Brome. Now, Fiona was at a science fiction fantasy convention, and she started talking to a security guard about Nelson Mandela. Again, this is why it's called the Mandela effect right here.
Very random. This is in the U.S.?
I don't know that fact for sure.
Okay.
But she was talking about Nelson Mandela. If you don't know who Nelson Mandela is, he's a South African anti-apartheid advocate. He was imprisoned.
He was jailed for like 20 years.
Yeah, for a long time. Now, in her memory, though, Nelson Mandela died while in prison in the 1980s.
Oh, no, but he didn't. Okay.
No. And the security guard's like, that's not how I remember it. He's like, you got out of jail. And she's like, no. I saw the eulogy. I'm pretty sure I saw like the funeral. Like, I remember this event happening. And so they start talking to these other people at the convention, like, is Nelson Mandela alive? And a lot of these people are like, no, he died in prison. She's like, okay, it's not just me thinking this happened. So when she got back to her home, she started posting on the chat boards into Reddit and is like, am I the only one here? Does anyone else think that Nelson Mandela died in prison? And an alarming amount of people agreed with her. Like, yeah, we saw the eulogy. Like, yeah, that happened.
No, it didn't. This is so fascinating. Okay, I'm in.
So the craziest thing is, like, so this new subreddit called Mandela, I think she even created one called Mandela Effect. It was like the fastest growing subreddit that happened in, I think this was back like I said, 2009. And it just gained this like phenomenon where people started posting, like, not only was that what they thought had happened, but they started going through movie scripts and pictures and icons. Like, that's not how I remember it.
Oh my goodness.
But to answer your question, Nelson Mandela did not die in jail. He was in prison for a while, but he was freed in 1990. He went on to become president of South Africa. And
God bless this guy. I mean, he's not only a wonderful person, but like perseverance, man. Tenacity would be the word that I would put across his chest. Like, my God, like, he went through so much and then was in jail for, we're talking decades.
Yes.
So long. And then to come out still wanting to help the people and be representative of the people.
Yeah.
God bless you, Nelson.
So here's the funniest thing. He was freed in 1990 and, like I said, became president. He didn't die until 2013. So when Fiona was at this conference, he was still alive. Yet her memory was that she had seen his funeral.
You're
along
like,
with many
wait,
other
do
people.
you remember when you saw him alive? Like 15 minutes ago before the breakfast break?
So now, Brooke, I put in my notes here, to science. We're moving to science. And it says an exclamation point after it.
I knew you would move it to science.
In 2022, there was a study done by psychology researchers from the University of Chicago that examined and found the evidence of the Mandela effect. It does actually exist, and especially in visual images.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Now,
I'm so interested.
So one of the psychologists, her name is Wilma Bainbridge. This is what she had to say about it.
Okay.
Quote, "The effect is really fascinating because it reveals that there are these consistencies across people in false memories that they have for images that they've actually never seen."
Wow.
So let me talk about this experiment a little bit.
I am so curious about this experiment, but it's like, it makes me question now, like, history. Like, did we get it right? Did we get it right? Was this what really happened? Or is this just like, you know, what people kind of jotted down in their notebooks like we would?
Right, dream journals. So what they did for the study is they took icons, like logos from popular logos that everyone would recognize, and they would make small tweaks to what they looked like. So the purpose of this experiment was to test 4 ideas. The first and the main goal was to determine how widespread and consistent the visual Mandela effect was across individuals on 40 different icons or logos that they assembled.
Wow.
The second goal was they wanted to know the underlying causes. Is it because people are just not looking at the error part of the image and they're focusing on something else? The third part of the experiment was they looked to quantify how many of these common false memory images are in the world by looking at Google Images. So how, the Apple logo, how something that's very, very noticeable throughout the world.
Sure.
And the fourth part of the experiment was they studied whether people spontaneously produce these answers when asked to draw an image from memory. So they actually had people draw as well.
That's very interesting.
So they had 100 participants. They had 100 participants. For example, like I said, the Apple logo. So if you think about the Apple logo in your head right now, Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
3 questions or three ideas here. 1, there's no bite out of the apple. 2, the bite out of the apple. 2, the bite of the apple is on the left. Or 3, the bite of the apple is on the right. How do you remember it?
Left.
Okay, so I don't know the answer. So they'd ask this question. So they'd have everyone answer this, and then they would have them choose the correct logo. They'd also ask how confident they were in their answer, as well as how familiar they were with that logo.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, how many times have they seen this logo before, whether it was 0 to over 1,000? So I'm looking at my phone right now. What was your answer? Is there no bite, the bite out of the left, or the bite out of the right?
Oh, I think it's a bite out of the left side.
It's a bite out of the right side.
Okay, well,
Okay,
I'm wrong.
That's okay. But it's also like how confident you are in those answers. So if I'm 100% confident, like the bite is out of the left side versus the right, they take that into effect in the study as well.
I was like 100%.
See, there you go.
See? And I got it wrong.
You got it wrong. But there were 7 images that people repeatedly got wrong. Let me give you what those were.
Ooh.
3CPO was more of like a character than a logo.
Wait a minute. They got it wrong?
Wrong. They have a false memory of what 3CPO looks like. I'll ask you when we get to the end, though. Don't worry.
Okay. Because I have questions.
Curious George, the Fruit of the Loom logo, and the Monopoly Man, Pikachu, the Volkswagen logo, and Waldo from Where's Waldo.
Okay, let's keep going.
I'm going to go ahead and put up this picture from their experiment on our blog. So if you want to go check that out, head to REMelations.com. You can see all these photos for this episode, as well as links. So it's been confirmed that this does happen through science. Like there's the study confirms that this does happen.
Yes.
But the question's why. And then this, if you go back to the Reddit board, is just people have a million different ideas of why this might happen.
Of course, there's a million different reasons.
Some people think it might be due to the CERN super glider, which is the particle accelerator in Switzerland. They think when they ran that in 2017, it created a rift in the reality.
Kind of like a tear in reality.
Yeah, the reality tear. It could be due to the multiverse, like having the idea that there's multi-universes. And so, like, in this universe we're living in, the Apple logo is on the right, but in a very close universe, someone designed it with the left. So everything's very close, very, very close, but a little bit different.
I'm totally following. I'm in.
Or could it be to the fact that it's just the concept of suggestibility, which means if we're in a room together, I'm like, oh, it's on the right. It's definitely on the right. And then you're like, oh,
I would totally believe you.
It must, because you said it's on the right and she knows her Apple stuff, so it's going to be on the right. It's just that idea that you don't want to be the wrong person in the room. So when someone starts talking about it, you also start agreeing with it. We really don't know why this happens. Again, theories. I like the idea of the multiverse theory.
I love the multiverse theory because I feel like there can't be just one thing going on. Like there has to be multiple. I mean, there doesn't have to be, but I feel like there are multiple universes going on simultaneously, and it all depends on what decision you make in which world, what happens in the other.
Yeah. Could be. I think that's my favorite one, but let's go through a few of these and see if you get these right or wrong, or let's see what your recollection of these things are, right?
Oh no, I feel scared. Okay.
How many states are there?
50.
In the United States. Okay, good. That's good. Because some people insist there's 52.
Yeah, why is that? Why?
Because I think people are thinking like the continuous United States, and then they're adding on Hawaii and Alaska to get to 52.
Okay, yes, okay.
Okay. How do you spell okay, I'm going to explain the product. If you're writing a pen or you used to use a typewriter or something and you make a mistake, you'd use this product to color it out.
Whiteout.
Okay, how do you spell whiteout?
WHITEOUT.
Does not have an H.
It. What? I don't want to say what because that's the H, but what?
It's spelled WITOUT. Whiteout. It's on the shelf today. That's how it's spelled.
Okay.
Right?
I'm into this. I'm into this, Mindy. I'm good. I'm into this.
Very popular hot dog brand.
Oscar Mayer.
How do you spell it?
OSCARMEYER.
MAYER.
MA. I only got it wrong by one.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
How about this? Here is a popular one. I won't make you guess this one, but another popular one is the movie Shazam. This is one people talk about all the time. Supposedly Sinbad.
With Shaq.
Well, you're onto something because actually there was a film called Kazam with Shaq.
Oh,
but people swear there was a movie called Shazam with Sinbad.
I don't think there was.
There was not. Nope.
Yes, but not Shazam.
Shazam. This is another popular one. There was a cartoon when we were growing up that was about Fred and Wilma, and they had some kids, a Bam Bam, and he worked in a quarry. What was the name of that show?
The Flintstones.
And how do you spell Flintstones?
FLINSTONES.
You got it right. Good job. You get 1 point.
Get 1 point.
Wait, no, is that? Wait, hold on. I have to double check this one because now I'm double. Wait, hold on. I'm having a Mandela effect myself at this moment.
I'm gonna be devastated if I got it wrong.
So Flintstones is spelled with 2 T's. FLINTSTONES. Flintstones.
Oh, Flint. See, I didn't give the extra T.
See? Then you were incorrect then.
Oh, Mindy, I don't like when you point at me.
I'm not trying to make you feel bad. No, that's the point. Like everyone has these memories.
Trigger. That's a trigger for me for some reason when someone points at me.
You're incorrect, Brooke. All right, only a couple more.
Okay.
I do want to bring up this one because 3CPO we mentioned earlier.
Yes, and I love this guy.
And often, there's Halloween costumes that get this wrong, but 3CPO actually has a silver leg.
One silver leg?
Yep. The rest of him's gold, but he has one silver leg.
Are you sure?
Yep, it is his right leg.
Hang on 1 second. Call Brett mobile speaker.
You had to check this out.
I do, but he's faster than Google sometimes. I'm recording with Mindy and she's giving me some facts and I'm just trying to verify, does C-3PO have, he's all gold, but does he have one silver leg?
Yes, and one red one at one point as well.
Did you hear that,
yep.
Mindy?
So your mind's blown, isn't it?
My mind is fucking blown because Mindy just told me about the silver leg, and I'm like, no way, I'm gonna call Brett. That's so funny. He was like, yeah, it was silver, and at one point it was red.
Okay, so here's the next one: Looney Tunes. How do you spell Looney Tunes?
LOONEYTUNES.
You got that one right.
Yeah!
It is tunes, as in a song, not a cartoon.
Tunes.
Nice
yes, I know my Looney Tunes.
Okay, I'm just going to finish up with some movie ones, because these ones I find the most interesting. Okay, what is the famous line from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs with the mirror?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
Is actually magic mirror on the wall. Brooke's soul is crushing in front of my very eyes. Bestie, if you're not part of a sleepover squad, you gotta. Everyone, I don't know. I might have to stop.
This is why you need to be in the sleepover squad. Because you see Brooke's disgusting shock and all. Wow. Okay.
Here's another Star Wars one. Empire Strikes Back.
Yes, I'm familiar.
Okay. It's not Luke, I am your father. It is, no, I am your father. He never says Luke.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We could have called Brett for that one too, but
I really want to call him right now because I'm like, I'm not sure.
I should have put them together. Okay.
You should have put him because I'm not sure that one's correct.
It is correct.
Okay.
I did my research, Brooke.
I know, but Mindy, you've never seen a single Star Wars movie.
That's true. I have not. Okay, so another famous movie is Casablanca, and it is like, play it again, Sam, is a famous line. Nope, he just says, play it again. Doesn't use his name.
What? So
all right, what about Forrest Gump?
Mm-hmm.
It's not life is like a box of chocolates. It's life was like a box of chocolates.
Was, not is.
Life was like a box of chocolates. All right, couple more. Hannibal Lecter. I know you like this movie.
You're getting me agitated and all worked up about movies and stuff. I'm like, I want to talk about everything. Okay, yes.
Hannibal Lecter never says hello, Clarice. He just says hello.
Okay, well, I'll accept that because the rest of the movie is so fantastic that I don't give a shit if he said hello, Clarice, or not, because the rest is enough.
Here's another question for you. A very popular show, I think it was the 90s, Carrie Bradshaw, Fabulous Women Living.
Sex and the City.
It's called what?
Sex and the City.
Sex and the City.
Yes. The City.
Okay, so you did get that one right. Okay, good job.
Thank you. That was just the test one.
yeah, that one's good. You got it. In Star Trek, the words "Beam me up, Scotty" were never said in any of the TV series or the movies.
What?
Nope.
Where did that come from then? Because "Beam me up, Scotty" is something I would use in regular vernacular, even though I've never seen it.
He said "Beam me up." He never said "Beam me up, Scotty."
Oh, boy.
Okay. Well, we might have talked to William Shatner on that one. We need to
contact him.
Okay, well, one more for you just to wrap up. This is a very near and dear movie to us because it was filmed next to our hometown, Field of Dreams.
Oh, Field of Dreams.
Okay. So what is that? There's one line in that movie.
There's one?
If you build it,
they will come.
No. If you build it, he will come.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God.
Now that I've shattered all of your host's dreams, Brooke, tonight.
Mindy, I'm like a crumpled mess. Like, we can't come back for 3 weeks. I need a rest.
I just want to finish this idea of the Mandela effect on one thought, and that is with going forward. I feel, and a lot of experts feel, not that I'm an expert, but experts feel like it's going to get so much worse now that the fact that we have AI and we can create false images and false voices. So you could have William Shatner say, "Beam me up, Scotty," even though it never really happened. They can piece it together to make it seem like that. So in the future, is it going to get worse?
Upsetting for me.
What are we going to know what the truths are or not?
Yes,
it's a very scary time.
I want to know what the truth is because
the truth is out there.
Baby, it is. The truth is out there.
So yeah, that wraps up the Mandela effect. There's lots more out there. like Berenstain Bears and things like that. Does the Monopoly man have a monocle? He does not.
But the peanut guy does.
You're right. The peanut guy does. So maybe it does come down to two very similar things that are stored in the same part of our brain that are getting interchanged. I wonder. Because that's kind of the movie with Shazam and Kazam. I don't know.
Maybe
All right,
we have
bestie.
discovered something.
Let us know if you have any interesting Mandela effects that you want to talk about. Join our Facebook group. We want to hear them. Blow Brooke's mind even more.
Please do and do not. Like, I'm not sure if I'm ready, but I am ready.
Okay, there we go.
Blow my mind. Mindy, are you doing anything like
You say it, so we go. You're like, you say it so soft and so kind.
Mindy, are you doing anything special this next week?
Well, I am technically not here.
I love
Not
it.
here.
I love.
But real time, Mindy is dealing with a sick child. A podcast that I need to do, packing still. But as this airs, future Mindy, or real time Mindy, I guess, is enjoying a cocktail on the beach.
Please make it a double. Make
There will
it
be
a
so
double.
many. So many.
I gotta tell you this real quick. So, I started a new job.
So while I'm relaxing on the beach, I know you have just started a new job, so I'm sure you're doing amazing at it. As you are doing all the things. You got it, girl. You got it. Good. I hope you get through. I know the first week of a job always sucks, so my thoughts are, and my GVO is with you.
Oh, thank you for your GVO. I'd love that.
And I think that wraps up this episode. So just do us one favor, bestie, and that's to tell your best friend about the podcast. Tell that groping asshole presence in your room to get the fuck off you, break his pinky,
Pervert.
but then be like, you want to listen to a podcast? Get out of my room, but then you can listen to it. You can tell your favorite movie buff that gets all of the Mandela effects incorrect. I look at you, Brooke. But I love you. Or you can tell that best friend that has a really long and complicated email address about the podcast. Just tell one person. That's how we grow, bestie. That's how we keep coming back each and every week. And that's why we love doing this, is because you are out there sharing our show, and we appreciate you for that. So,
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you so much. Mwah. All right, bestie. Until next week, make sure you rickroll someone.
That's right.
And
Sweet
dreams,
bitches.
Pew, pew, pew.
Beam me up, Scotty.
I cannot believe that's... Oh my God, you blew my mind with all these things.